Welcome back. You guys are tuned into 1700 with your hosts, Nick and Victoria. We just listened to Reilley Stapleton perform her brand new single, A Conversation, that actually dropped recently on February 27th.
So thank you so much for joining us today, Reilley.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, now that we've listened to your song, can you tell us a bit more about the meaning about it and how you came to produce such a personal and honest piece of work?
This song I kind of wrote in one of my darkest moments in life. I just, everybody kind of goes through that kind of moment where they just feel really low and really defeated. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, and they've had a moment in their life where they question what they do and they question themselves in that instance. But I just wrote the song of me feeling like, why can't I be the person that's motivated? Why can't I be the person that likes themselves? Why can't I be like that? And you see people who are so in touch with themselves, and it must have taken ages for them to get there, or if they've always been in touch with themselves, it's amazing. But everybody's had that moment in life where they question it, and they question what they're doing, and they question themselves. So I wrote it from the perspective of questioning and really honing in on the negatives. It's not supposed to be a positive song, unfortunately. I wish I could turn around and say it's supposed to be an uplifting song that's going to really motivate people, but unfortunately it's just that realistic approach where everybody's experienced it at some point in their life. It could have been a day, it could have been a brief moment, it could have been years, but it's kind of that thing where it's a worldwide feeling, and you always have it's a little devil kind of on your shoulder, and you're just I just hate the way that I feel about this. I hate the way I feel about myself, and I just wish I could change. So in writing it and getting it out was really, really important to me, and then releasing it as well. I was a bit worried and nervous because it's such a truth, but I had to. It was such a relief for me. It was such a pressure that's taken off me, and just to release it into the world. And so many people have said they relate, and it is sad when people say they relate. I don't love and say, oh, that's amazing, I'm so glad you relate to it, but I'm glad I can be there and be it's okay. Lots of people feel this way, and if it's a moment, I hope it's a moment for you, just a moment, and not years to come, and I hope you can get through it. And so it's supposed to be relatable and have a deeper meaning to it.
Absolutely. In your answer just then, we heard the word truth. Why do you find the concept of truth so important in songwriting and then song performing?
I think being able to actually speak your mind and come from a point where it's yourself, you're being real with your audience, you're letting them know. I have always struggled with the fact of being able to speak to people. So when I was growing up, I was feral. I was a feral teenager, and my poor mum had to deal with it, and she'd be like, what's wrong? And I'd be like, I don't want to talk about it, mum. I don't want to talk about this with you. And then so I would just completely shut off. But finding that avenue of songwriting, I was like, oh my God, I could just speak to these pages and everything came out. And then I released one song, and it was called Lost Mind, and it was from really early days. And mum listened to it, and she's like, oh my God, I get it now. And I'm like, Mum, you just have to listen to my song. So I think being truthful with your audience, you gain some kind of respect from them, because they go, wow, that's truthful, but I also can relate to that, and I feel that way too, and I'm so glad that somebody else can. But in saying that, I've also got a song that I'm looking to record, and it's completely from the perspective of somebody else. It is so far not me. It's kind of about a stalker. So, and I'm not a stalker. So, but it's fun doing it from that avenue, but having that truth as well, I find really important to connect with an audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. So when you are finally putting together these pieces of work and it's all completely honest, is it daunting to actually share with people how you actually feel, because it's the only way you can, like you said, probably put your words into a song? That's the way you can articulate it all.
Oh, unbelievably. Releasing this song, and then you listen back to the lyrics on it. So listening back to A Conversation, I'm like, oh my God, I'm releasing this into the world. People are going to know. People are going to know how I feel. And I'm not really one that likes to share how I feel. I'm very reserved. Even one of my best friends throughout high school was always just you're so kept to yourself and you never release anything. And so having this song go out into the world, I'm like, oh my God, this is so real. But having that thought as well where I'm like, you know, people are going to relate and people feel this way and it's not just me. And so it's a good thing for myself to be able to just put it out there. And even if it's a thing of the past, I'm just like, it's so nice to get it out there. It's so nice to create this image from a feeling. So it's crazy having that, the change of a feeling that you feel, putting it onto paper, actually imagining it as a song, and then having it all as this big image that people can actually see your feelings and hear your feelings in this melody of music and words. And so it is very daunting because it's genuine stuff. So it's like they have a little look into my mind, and that's insane. Like there's so many people just in here right now. So crazy.
And
crazy
it sounds
stuff.
like such an intimate thing when you release this music. You've got some incredible music out there, Reilley.
Thank
Where
you.
can we find your music?
You can find it on Spotify. There's links on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all over the place. I'm basically invading the internet. So you can find it everywhere.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Look, thank you so much for coming in, Reilley. We really
That's
appreciate
okay.
you coming in, speaking to us and giving a phenomenal performance.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best. We're sure that you're going to go and continue doing amazing things, and we'll hopefully see you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been fantastic. Thank
Absolute
you.
pleasure.